Hey folks, how is going? Today we continue our journey on the JavaScript performance issue, and you learn how you can improve drastically your code base if you iterate over an array. So don't waste time and let's jump in it. In this content, you learn how you can iterate over an array and prevent performance issue. We'll see 4 different approaches to create a new array from another one, and we'll see the pros and the cons of each approach. So now it's time to move to the first one. Okay, the example is always the same for every example. So I already created a person class with 3 properties, name, surname, and birth year. But the class is not really important for the result, but we need a structure to save some data. And then we create 1 million of element using an iteration, and we populate the list array with 1 million of person with the same name, same surname, and same birth year. The data is not important for understand the problem with this approach. So then, using the performance class, we can mark, can say now start to get the performance, and then also we call the mark hand, and then we measure the result, as in the previous video. So in this example, I want to show you the approach with the reduce. The reduce and using the spread operator. So in this case, for each iteration, we get the accumulator, and using the spread operator, we create a new array, and we put all the elements of the array inside of the new array. And then we add also the current person with the name, the surname, and without the birth year in this case. And now we can check the result. I go to my terminal and I can type node source reduce.js and press enter. Now we have to wait the result. I'm still waiting. Okay, I fail. After more than 3 minutes, the script is already running. So now I stop it and I'll try again with less item. Now we can to run the script with 100,000 element. So I save the file and run again node source reduce.js. Now we can wait the result. Fortunately, this time the script finished, and as you can notice, the duration time is 40 seconds. It's not a good time, as you can imagine, because in this case the algorithm takes too much time to finish its job. So now we can understand the reason why of this huge time. The problem of this approach is the spread operator. The spread operator is a cool syntax, but under the hood does some stuff that you have to know. In this case, for instance, the array is used with the spread operator on each iteration. So the JavaScript must create a new instance of this array on each iteration. As you can imagine, if you do this with, I don't know, 5 elements, it's not a big problem probably, but yes, your application lose time to create this new instance each time you iterate over an element. But if your array increases, the time your JavaScript code loses to create on each iteration this new instance take time, and as you can imagine, this time produce a performance issue. So now we can jump in another example, and we can understand if this example it's better, worse, or it's the same. The second example uses the concat method exposed by the array. In this case, we use the reduce, and on each iteration we return a new array of the accumulator, but with the concat method. In this case, in the concat we pass a new array with only one element, and this element is our person without the birth here. And now we can see the result in the terminal. I open again my terminal and type node source/reduce.js and press enter. And now I'm waiting. This time the result is 6 seconds more or less, and it's better than the previous one, as you can imagine. So only changing the algorithm from the spread operator to the concat method, we decrease the duration time from 40 seconds to 6 seconds more or less. So this because the concat method returns a new array that contains the previous one and the new one, without create a copy of the previous one. This helps your JavaScript code to be faster, and also your application to be faster and more performance respect of the previous example. Now we can jump in the third example, where you can learn how you can improve again this algorithm. For the third example, I use a different approach. In this case, for each iteration, I push the new element in the current array, and then I return again the same array. So the approach it's a bit different, because we use the same array for all the execution of the reduce, and we push a new element on each iteration. Typically, when you work with the reduce, you don't have to keep attention to don't change the instance of your accumulator, because you are working on it. Maybe you can guarantee the result using the object phrase, but after the execution of your reduce function. So now we can jump in the terminal, and we can see the statistic of this approach to understand if it's better or it's worse. I open again my terminal, and now we can run the script again. Node source reduce.js and press enter. Oh my god! 6 milliseconds. It's impossible. It's a completely different time. It's not real. What's happened? Okay, now we can try to move this example to another level. And we can go back to our code, and we can create a big array with, I don't know, 10 million elements. Then we can go back to the terminal and run again the script. And oh my god, what's happened? 255 milliseconds. It's incredible. It's a completely different time respect of the previous example. And as you can imagine, it's a better example and a better approach. So now we can jump on it to understand why it's so beautiful. So using the push and return always the same array, we don't have to create on each iteration a new array that contain maybe the previous one and the second one and so on, but we have only to add a new element in the array and return the array. As you can imagine, these steps are easy and fast. So in this case, our JavaScript code it's better and faster than the previous example. And also your machine, it's happy because you don't have to ask for memory, CPU, and so on, but you do only the need stuff and you do the job in the right way. And as you can notice, also the performance love your approach in this case, and also probably your user in your application. But now we can jump in another approach, the last one, and then we can understand if this is better or worse, but it's another approach. The last approach uses a simple for. So we have to create a constant result is an array that contains the result of the algorithm. Then using a for, we can iterate over the list, and on each iteration, we can get the person and push the person in the result using the name and the surname. Pretty simple, no? So now we can see the statistic in the terminal. Okay, I open again my terminal for the last time and node source/reduce.js and press enter. And whoa, 188 milliseconds. The duration of this algorithm is less than the previous one. And as you can imagine, the for it's better than the reduce. Fantastic, no? We start from the spread operator with the reduce, where I stopped the script because the number of elements was too much was too high for the script. We move then to the concact and then to the push. But now we are at the final result with 188 milliseconds. It's incredible. It's incredible the different duration time between these four approaches. And as you can imagine, if you don't know how JavaScript works, you can create a bad performance in your application. So I hope you enjoy this content, and now we can go to the summary. Okay, in this content you learn how you can improve the performance of your code if you iterate over an array. And you learn 4 different approaches to iterate over an array. Yes, one is probably the worst and one the best, but it's not mandatory use the best one in your application. Maybe you can use the third one or the second one. It's not a problem. Depend on your application, the number of the element in the array, yes, and different stuff. You can also decide it's better, I don't know, the second one or the third one, because you don't have to deal to the best performance, but maybe to the most readable approach and so on. Depend of the goal of your code base, for instance. But now you have understand the pros and the cons of each approach. So I hope you enjoy this content, and if you like it, please hit the like button below. And if you want to stay updated with my content, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you and see you soon. Bye bye.